My name is Ryan Gable with Starting Point Realty in Chicago. After the stay-at-home order from Pritzker that we had to stay in our houses, and everything was starting to happen, and those first 2 weeks obviously were just completely out of control of what's going to happen, what are we going to do. Of course, I was thinking that way too, but I just kept thinking, what can I do to help? I was visiting my RV. It's a 36-foot Winnebago Vista. It's a 2018. I've only had it for a couple of years. You tend to leave things in it a lot. So during that time, I was kind of coming in and out of it every once in a while. I just kept thinking to myself, how is it that I can use this for help, to help anybody that needs it? And obviously I was thinking doctors and nurses at the hospital can be used as a testing station, as a break station for nurses or doctors, somebody to stay in it. So I posted on Facebook on my personal page and just said, hey, here's an idea I have. I have a lot of friends and family who are medical professionals, and give me some ideas of what you think. And then actually someone said, listen, there are doctors and nurses that are working all day and they come home to their house and they are camping in their garage or they're camping outside. And this is the end of March. So if you're in Chicago, you know that that's not a good thing. So that makes no sense that these people are going into the hospital for us and in harm's way and dealing with the stress of all that. And then they're going home and they're sleeping on a tent that's on a cold concrete floor. So it immediately was, okay, let's offer this up. I put it out on Everything Palatine on a Wednesday night at 10 o'clock. I thought maybe a few people would reply, oh, that's, I know somebody who's a nurse at Northwest Community or something like that. And then all of a sudden it just blew up. The next day it was a bunch of, over 1,000 people liked it. It was shared by like 600-700 people. I mean, it really took off. But the good thing about it was is it started to kind of take hold. And then there's actually a group called RV for Medical Professionals, and somebody sent that to me. So I posted it on that webpage, and then that's where some people in Chicago, as far as Hampshire to the south suburbs. I went to 10 people's houses in the span of 2 days, because when you have a 36-foot motorhome, the driveway has to obviously be long enough and it has to be level. There was one family that I showed up to on the North Shore, and the wife had told me that her husband is the nurse at UIC and that he's in a tent in the backyard. When I showed up to look at the driveway, I could see the tent, and I just broke down, and I literally had to pull myself together for a couple minutes. Again, the thought process of what is happening with these people and what they're going into, and now this is what they're coming home to. It just kind of reinforced this is a good thing, and let's kind of keep the momentum. Let's really, it became a mission of like, I really want to find somebody. Then somebody in Lombard on that RV for Medical Professionals reached out to me and said, hey, we're family in Lombard. Nurse is nearby hospital, and 2 small kids. One of the children had brain surgery when he was 2 years old. So the neurologist was very concerned that she was going to come home and with COVID-19 and pass it to the family. So I went to the house, flat driveway, long 38-foot long driveway, and we worked out electrical and everything else. There's a lot of moving parts in an RV like this, and it worked out really well. They were the nicest people on the planet. I was talking to them every other day, every 3 days. They would send pictures. So all of that was fantastic. And that really is the best story. I mean, to know that you are helping somebody out in a true need, but at the same time, they're helping so many people out. That's the circle of how this all works. And I hope it's just inspiring other realtors to do more things. And people have asked, well, what can they do? And I said, it's not everybody owns an RV. And there are some realtors that I talk to, they can't leave their house because their parents are living there. So they literally can't get out of their house at all. You should, in your community, you should have a Facebook page. And if you don't have a Facebook page in your community, maybe you're the one that makes one. So you can talk about things that, people in your community, what their needs are, and maybe groceries need to be delivered. And, do you do a lot of yoga? Is that something that you can do every 9 o'clock on Zoom for your neighbors? But, are you a past teacher? You leverage that. So, and the cool thing is that the nurse that we that we got matched up with for the RV, she actually is in a hospital. It seems to be more of like an overflow hospital. And actually the numbers, with the numbers going down locally, Chicago, Illinois, they're actually moving her back to her original post. And so at least it seems like it's moving that way. So there's a very good chance that the RV will be returned within the next week or so. So I've had people ask, well, are we going to put it back out there for use by somebody else? And my answer is, yeah. I mean, of course, yeah. I mean, it's we've got a way to go on fighting this. So while these people are still fighting this virus, then I want to do whatever it is that I can do to help out. And this is just an RV. This is not a hard thing for me to lend out. For people to be going into a hospital where people are dying and with this virus, and they have to put themselves at harm's way, that's the real courage. So this is very easy for me to do.